The Silk Road, The Road of Communication and Trade, by Ryan Hatfield and Alex Echart. The Silk Road was a massive trade route that stretched 4,000 miles west of China. It was founded in the Han Dynasty. The route itself began in Xi'an, China, and ended barely past Western Europe, north of the Mediterranean Sea. It was very complex and connected many different communities. The very first form of writing on the Silk Road was on stones. One of the first recorded civilizations to do this was Mesopotamia, an ancient river valley civilization. They did not have a very advanced language/writing system, so the stones are typically very similar. This is the only way we can figure out how they thought and how written language has advanced over time. This is another picture of an ancient Mesopotamian writing stone. Paper was invented in China in around 100 BCE. The difference between BCE and CE, as you'll see many times throughout this presentation, was the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament, like before Christ and after Christ. Anyway, the idea of paper spread to Central Asia, Persia, and India along the trade routes of the Silk Road. Once paper making spread through the Arab world, the technology then made its way to Europe through trading and warfare. Communication was made easier thanks to paper. Paper was the first thing that threatened Europe's rule. They banned writing, but of course, for humans, writing was a necessity, and so they started printing books. Martin Luther and Copernicus were some of the most memorable people to print such books. This is an ancient Chinese printing press. This was used to write books. Ink was placed onto each of the little symbols, and papyrus paper was pressed down onto them, and the words were copied onto them without damaging the paper or without carving into a stone. Paper and printing along the Silk Road continued. The printing process originated in China starting around 800 CE. There is a common idea that Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press in Germany. While he did make contributions to the invention, printing had been going on in China for a few hundred years, and the technology made its way to Europe using the Silk Road. Kublai Khan and his Mongol army were responsible for the movement of printing technology from China and Korea to East Asia and Persia using the Silk Road. Between 1000 and 1500 CE, the Mongol Empire repeatedly invaded Europe and likely carried the technology into Europe, including Germany. Papyrus. The papyrus plant was long cultivated in the Nile Delta region in Egypt and was collected for its stalker stem, whose central pith was cut into thin strips, pressed together and dried to form a smooth, thin writing surface. Once it was in this form, it could be pressed onto a stone with writings carved into it with ink on it, and it would display whatever was on the stone onto the papyrus. Once again, a Chinese printing press. The overall idea of paper originated from papyrus, so it was quite significant. The role of caravanserais on the Silk Road network. Since there was no real form of government maintaining the Silk Road, robbers were very common and the roads were in poor condition. To protect one another, traders stuck together in caravans. Over time, stopping posts popped up where people could stay the night and protect their goods. These were called caravanserai. Over hundreds of years, thousands of travelers from all over Eurasia used these caravanserais not only for exchanging goods but also communicating ideas and knowledge. Travelers took things they learned and communicated them with other travelers along the way and at other caravanserais. They traded stories, ideas, and news as they traveled. This is a picture of an ancient caravanserai according to National Geographic. Historical figures along the Silk Road. Probably the most iconic figure of the Silk Road is Marco Polo. He was an Italian merchant who traveled to Asia and back over the course of 24 years. His descriptions helped travelers find the best things to trade, such as rare spices. He wrote about the communication system in the Mongol kingdom. There were 3 different classes of messages that could be sent throughout the kingdom using relay stations. This allowed a message that would normally take 10 days to deliver to arrive in only one. He also wrote about canal-based transportation system that worked like communication network where money and credit and information could be passed along. This is an artist's depiction of Marco Polo. The Journey of Benedict Goes and the Sogdian Letters. Goes was a Jesuit missionary who traveled from India to China on the Silk Road in 1594. His writings show that information was passed along the trade network by travelers. On the opposite bank of the river, they halted for 5 days, having received a warning that a large body of robbers was threatening the road. To quote, "The Sogdian letters were discovered in 1907 in an old Chinese watchtower along the Silk Road. The letters were probably confiscated during the raid and never passed along by the robbers. In one of them, a woman who has been abandoned writes, 'Behold, I am living, badly, not well, wretchedly. Again and again I send you a letter, I do not receive a letter from you, and I have become without hope towards you.'" The lasting effects of the Silk Road on modern-day communication. Why do the events that happened hundreds of years ago matter today? Well, some things that the Silk Road accomplished was bringing many diverse cultures together. In terms of religion, this helped spread different religions, such as Buddhism. It also led to tolerance of different beliefs. That is important because today's world could use a bit more tolerance, especially in the ways we communicate with each other. In 2013, China introduced the Belt and Road Initiative, or the New Silk Road, which is a vast system of infrastructure projects. As part of this program, they also introduced the Digital Silk Road, which includes telecommunications and data-related projects throughout the world. Since China is known for centering communication, this concerns many people. As we have seen throughout history, communication is vital and cannot be censored. This is an image of how it used to be versus today. It used to be that you would start in a country and you would travel all the way across, all the way over here, just by riding camels or walking barefoot or with shoes. Compared to today, where we have passports and airplanes and boats and worldwide trade every day. International trade has become so much larger than it was back then, but it all originated back from the Silk Road. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the Silk Road is so very significant for how international trade and modern communication has changed today and made the world a better place. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something really cool. I'm sure I enjoyed making it, and I hope Ryan did as well. It's a really cool topic. It's really awesome, really, really significant in our history as far as traveling and trade goes, and it really is the first international communication between societies. So, have a good day.